Yes, I think we are heading for a civil war when you consider the facts that people's rights are being stomped on. The fact is, the government's shutting down, and it's causing many people to despair and panic. People are being made homeless because of the government shutdown and not paying people's salaries, forcing them to be homeless. Or how about the air traffic controller who was threatened on being evicted from his house with an autistic child because he couldn't pay his bills because he wasn't getting paid while still having to be forced to work. This is against civil law. The labor law is designed to protect citizens. This is being ignored. The fact that I can't get medical help for conditions that are quite frankly crippling should be a crime. The wall is not the only issue at stake. We've got Russia, China, Iran, and North Korea looking like they're buddying up for a war. We've got China threatening to shoot our ships in the straits between Taiwan and China, threatening openly to sink 2 aircraft carriers. We've got Russia and China meddling in our political affairs, openly, and only now they're crying foul. We've got potentially hostile and foreign governments meddling in our election process. For what eventual outcome, I can only begin to speculate at, and you may not like those answers. We've got elected officials calling for death squads to break into the people's houses and murder everyone in it. How are we not heading for a war of one sort or another? Bear in mind, people, and make no mistake, when the blood starts to flow, where are you going to stand? Me? I ain't fighting for the government. I'm fighting for the people. Because the power should reside with the people. But we've been marginalized, ignored, and penalized. For instance, Obamacare. I can't afford medical insurance, and yet they're making me pay more money that I can't afford under penalties due to not being able to afford insurance. How is this constitutionally sound? The government is stepping and stomping on and ignoring our own laws. And they think it's going to be without consequence, that we're just going to lay down and take it. Wake up and think, people. You've all got minds. Why don't you try using them? A civil war and war is coming. It's a matter of choosing the side. I'm not for anti-government. There's always going to be a need for the government. But when the government no longer functions, that government must be removed and replaced. Or was it Thomas Jefferson was it not Thomas Jefferson who stated, and I quote, "When it becomes illegal to do the right thing, then I must break the law." Well, the government's already breaking its own laws. We're supposed to have the right to health care, the right to freedom of speech, the right to bear arms, the right to freedom of religion and sexual preference. Me, I've got a wife. But who's to say a man can't have a husband or a woman can't have a wife? You? That's forcing your political and religious views on other people. That's wrong. People need to understand that our rights, our laws, and our very existence is being threatened by the very government that purports to support and defend us. Where's this defense? Where's the rule of law? I don't see it. I've got a family who abused me for 40 years. They're still running free. And the abuses they perpetrated on me is everything you can name short of sexual abuse. They're still running free. I can't do a thing about it. When the law supports the criminals, then the law needs be changed. And this is what we have. We've got a criminal government breaking its own constitutional and civil law. And we've got we the people starving and paying for it. Wasn't it Trump's daughter who said, "I'm eating, suck it up, because we don't have food"? Does that remind you of something? It does me. Let them eat cake. Look what happened to Marie Antoinette. Didn't she get her head cut off? Didn't the French Revolution start because of starvation? It seems to me that it did, or at least that's what history records. I will fight for the people. I will die for the people if necessary. That's me. I can't speak for you. Only you can speak for you. Exercise your right to choose. Decide which side you're going to be on, and then do what you gotta do. Because rest assured, ladies and gentlemen, I will do what I have to do to protect me and my family. And if someone wants to hire a death squad to come over here and kill me, I'll go assembly line killing. No difference to me. Dying to protect my wife is an honorable death. Dying to protect the people of this country is an honorable death. Starving to death and dying on my knees, I can't get behind. This country's supposed to be free? I cry bullshit. This country ain't free. We're moving to communism and socialism and fascism. Make your choice. But think for yourself. You've got the God-given right to do so. So do it.